Good morning. This is Keloland on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
One man is dead after a crash on I-29 Tuesday.
A 47-year-old man was killed in the crash. The Department of Public Safety says the SUV was traveling northbound between the Harrisburg and Lenox exits.
The SUV went off the road, hit a culvert, and rolled. Officials say the driver was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the SUV.
Human remains that were found in Pennington County over the weekend have been identified.
The sheriff's office says the skeletal remains belonged to Gary Harrison III. The remains were found near Wasta.
Harrison was reported missing in August of last year. Authorities say no signs of foul play have been found.
Discussion of the next steps for Smithfield's relocation to Foundation Park is continuing.
During Tuesday night's Sioux Falls City Council meeting, councilors voiced support for the proposed $90 million TIF.
I think it's vital that we keep our partner here in the state, that we keep those jobs here in the state. I think it's a wonderful, amazing, generational opportunity to open up for development in the area in downtown.
The council voted unanimously to move the TIF to a second reading next week.
For a closer look at the public input during the meeting, you can visit this Keloland.com original by Ray Yost.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Travis. Good morning, everybody. We are following a day where temperatures will be close to average. Numbers in the 30s and 40s for afternoon highs. There will be a couple of us stuck in the 30s in northeastern South Dakota. Going to a high of 44 in Sioux Falls. I know we had the snow move through yesterday afternoon and evening during the overnight from west to east across the area. So I think we'll do a lot of melting for today. And then something we'll have to watch for tomorrow, strong wind. High wind watch already posted for many across the area. Wind gusts, I would say at least 70 to 80 miles per hour later in the day and heading into the evening. And Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. With construction happening on a stretch of a busy Sioux Falls road, drivers may have noticed a change in traffic.
The Minnesota Avenue construction project will be making street and utility improvements between 2nd Street and just north of 8th Street.
There's sanitary sewer, there's 3 different water mains that will be replaced on both sides of Minnesota Avenue, plus there's a storm drainage system, along with underground lighting and traffic signal systems and things like that, that will all be replaced before we start putting the pavement back down.
Ludens urges drivers to leave for their commute 5 to 10 minutes early so you don't come across an unexpected closure or detour route that will make you late for your destination.
Keloland News received over 100 nominations for this year's Remarkable Women Honor.
Last week, we introduced you to our 2 South Dakota winners, but we want to continue to highlight women who make a difference in our area, and Elena Turner is one of them.
In 2022, she started Owens Outfitters, a nonprofit that serves as a lending library for medical equipment in Sioux Falls. It's named after her son Owen, who passed away from a rare chromosome disorder at just 12 years old.
He had a lot of medical equipment during his lifetime. He had a lot of medical complications, and so we thought this would be a really good way to kind of pay forward, but also honor his life.
She says each month they give away about $400,000 in medical equipment completely free of charge to their clients.
To learn more about her story and Owens Outfitters, visit Keloland.com.
A number of breweries across the state are celebrating the unofficial arrival of spring.
The South Dakota Craft Brewers Guild, which was created to promote local beers, started Craft Beer Week in 2022.
The annual event will include a number of activities, including new beer releases, bingo, and live music at participating breweries.
There's some West River breweries, East River, up and down, Yankton, Wagner, Armour. Mitchell's part of it, Palace City. There's a few here in Sioux Falls, Looks, Wood Grain. So yeah, we're all just kind of coming together and showing all the people kind of what we do and what South Dakota has to offer.
South Dakota Craft Beer Week runs through Sunday, while American Craft Beer Week is set for May 11th through the 17th.
That's looked at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last check of your forecast with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, one of our top headlines that we're tracking in weather is the strong wind potential for tomorrow. You can categorize this gale force winds, even damaging winds, whatever you want to call it here. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts are looking pretty likely. Again, for timing on this, a lot of it would be later in the day into the evening hours as it pushes east towards Sioux Falls. A lot of the sample numbers are at least over 60, but we did want to highlight some of this because the data continues to grow that the maximum wind speeds on this, if we get the momentum to go down to the surface, it's really going to crank up here. So pay attention to that for tomorrow. Now, today's forecast, I'd say overall pretty tame. We've got a northwest wind 15 to 30. Temperatures will be seasonable or at least closer to average in the 40s for many of us. Even the hourly numbers in Watertown and Sisseton are still mainly in the 30s, actually, most of the day today. So that's there. And then let's take a look at how things change here going into tomorrow morning. The wind forecast is projected to move around or swing around to the southwest. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, there will be a little rain on radar, probably in the northeast. The other thing we got to mention, too, is in the south, where we probably will not get much in the way of rain, we're going to have these dry winds. And with the temperature going back into the 60s, even maybe some 70s around Winter and Gregory, it will lead to extreme fire dangers. So red flag or high fire weather watches are out for that. Now, the next story, of course, is the progression of the wind. Okay, so that's going to be increasing from northwest to southeast. And we've talked about that. Obviously, with the numbers here you're going to see on the TV screen. Watch this. We get into tomorrow afternoon. That's where we're going to zoom into here as we get to the wind outlook. And this is, again, starting the morning out of the southwest, 15 to 30. But see those numbers out of Buffalo? It's 70 plus. Mobridge is going to go 70 plus. Pierre most likely also is going to go at least to 70 miles an hour. So just think about that a little bit as you plan your Thursday afternoon. Sioux Falls will also see a lot of wind tomorrow evening. It's going to go over 60 miles an hour. And again, it will be probably rolling through even during the late evening and overnight period in southwest Minnesota. So deal with all of that. Then another big story is the weekend forecast. We've got a developing storm. We think right now that Saturday morning will probably start with some areas of snow. Okay, so that's where we're positioning our forecast. We're going to see if this warm front is successful at lifting farther north, getting us above freezing and maybe a chance of some rain developing for Saturday night. But that still is a work in progress because we've got both snow and rain. Ties up to an area of low pressure here in south central South Dakota to kick off Sunday morning. Sunday looks very active. There's a healthy band of snow across central Minnesota into Wisconsin. We've got some thunderstorms on the south side of this thing. Also a lot of wind, and we're already getting a lot of data suggesting 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts on the backside. And you can kind of put that together in your mind. You can paint a picture there of wind-whipped snow on Sunday. And that's one thing that I would highly recommend if you're traveling this weekend. Sioux Falls, Fargo, Minneapolis, you name any spot in between, even out to Rapid City, there will be certainly wind, but also to some degree some snow. So we'll be getting more details out to you as we go through the week. See how much we get there on that. All right, highs today, 40s for most of us. Let's land on our 7-day forecast. High temperature goes up and down, doesn't it? 40s on Friday. Saturday, we're going to call it 45. That seems like a good middle ground right now, given some precipitation in the morning. Sunday, we're going to drop. Wind, snow. How far down the temperature scale will we go into Monday and Tuesday? Some of the new data is now getting Sioux Falls to 0 for a low early next week. So we're not done with winter. You knew that, but just a friendly reminder for those that thought we'd get easy card out of this. No, we're not. Aberdeen, too, is going to get into the thick of this storm system for the weekend. Also, a lot of wind for both Aberdeen and Pierre tomorrow. We've got plenty of data suggesting well over 70, gusts to 80 miles an hour here for Pierre late in the day tomorrow or tomorrow evening. So a lot of weather. Rapid, you're included too. A lot of things we're tracking with this rain and snow potential coming back for the hills Friday into Saturday, and obviously some wind on Sunday. Check out details online, KEVLAND.com.